welcome to my new web series, or soon to be web series, Driving with Miss Elsie. You know, I'm out here in California now, and I spend so much time in my car, and I call her Miss Elsie because I think that's just a lovely name, and it means a lot to me. It's the name of my former partner's mother, who was just a life changer for me, and so I named the car after her. This will be short little videos where I'll just be talking to myself here and you and my Facebook friends and my Instagram friends and my 40,000 Twitter followers. I think it's 40,000, at least it was the last time I checked. But anyway, it's just time to kind of just think. And the question I have today is, what's your self-love story? Because like so many of us, I've been through, I've had a roller coaster life. I've gone for, at one point, $600,000 a year, to $6 an hour, that happens. And what I've learned is, it's all about the story you're telling yourself. Now, for example, my parents divorced when I was 7, and I moved to North Carolina. They lived in Philadelphia, and I moved to North Carolina to live with my father and my stepmother. We had a wonderful life in Wilmington, North Carolina. But as a child, I didn't understand why my mother wasn't around. Why did she throw me away? And so before I could get those answers as a little kid, I threw her away. I know, it's very painful to think about. I can feel that. I thought my mother was worthless and didn't really spend much time with her, didn't really want to talk to her, but hang out when she called me. This went on for years until she passed about 14 years ago. And that's when I realized at some point that if you don't love your mother, how can you have value in yourself? So I've done a lot of healing work around that. And so my self-love story now is my mother, my parents, my elders, my uncles, everyone is doing the best that they can, even when you don't think so. And what I learned, and what I want to talk about today, is basically, parents are people too. And I think I was about 40-something before I realized that. Our parents are people too. And I remember sitting on I was renting a beachfront house in Myrtle Beach at the time. And I remember I was sitting in a rocking chair facing the ocean. And I took a picture of my mother, and I just held onto it and rocked with it and started crying. And I must have cried for, I'm not crazy, but I must have cried for about 3 hours. Feeling her pain, feeling the isolation, feeling how it must have felt to not be invited to my graduation because I didn't want her there. Feeling how I just rejected her in so many ways, and that pain is part of my narrative, or at least I accepted it as part of my narrative. So what I know now is I'm driving Miss Elsie out in a beautiful California sun, and I'm at a stoplight, and so I'm paying attention to the road, but we're at a stoplight right now. What I learned was my mother did the best that she could. And now I feel, as her son, and she's passed, the forgiveness of how I can be better for her. So, that's today's story.